This is Derek Staley with ESFI World here at IPL4 in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I am joined by David Ting, General Manager of Esports for IGN Entertainment. So, David, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us.
You're most welcome.
So, right now we are at IPL4, as I said, but how are you measuring the success of IPL overall as an organization right now? I mean, do you need to turn a profit this year, or is it more of establishing yourself as an organization?
There's two goals for me right now. One is that from event to event, we improve. Second goal is that we reach break-even or profitability. So we're doing well on both of them. So on the first one, we improve from event to event. I hope that most people find that the IPL4 experience vastly superior to IPL3. Talked to a lot of the fans who've been here, as well as the players. They do feel like it is a better experience. The second is measure traffic. Our traffic on our first day doubled the peak of IPL3 during the final, so we're very happy with that. On the profitability side, we're pretty much at a small profit at this event. It's very meager, so I'm not going to mention it. So it's probably 4 figures. If we get lucky, 5. But anyways, I think that it's very successful given that this is our second live event.
So, I mean, you mentioned live events getting better between. How do you measure success of each individual event? I mean, do you have a process for going back through it, or is it just a matter of kind of taking feedback from everybody and saying, okay, this was a success?
So we definitely monitor Reddit and all of the community feedback as much as possible. Twitter, I use that a lot. The biggest way is really measured by business metrics. So for us, it's really revenue, number of video views, and peak concurrent viewers. Peak concurrent viewers is my focus for the next few events because it tells a story that esports is actually encroaching on the territory of traditional sports. So for us, the goal I set for myself is 400,000. We're not yet there yet. We're at a little bit north of 250 on our first day. And then the reason why 400,000 is really important is because that's National Hockey League. So if we're at par with National Hockey League, it definitely will be very newsworthy.
So once again, you mentioned improving between events, and I think, like you said, a lot of people at the event have said that this is a big improvement over IPL3 from a live experience. However, a lot of the home viewers have had a lot of problems. There's been technical issues, sound problems. Can you talk a little about what happened there and what you guys are doing to resolve those issues?
Sure. So I personally got involved this morning. I made sure that we tested internet connectivity. So we found the root cause basically in the hotel because people don't want, even on a hard line, they're trying to basically preserve their internet revenue. So there's basically a 24-hour lease on each one of the IP address before it gets released. So usually it will redirect you to a page where it asks you to put in your credit card and then charge for it. So for the ones on the main stage, we're actually set to 1 hour. So last night, I don't know how the configuration got changed and missed, and then that's why we had the issue last night. And then we fixed that this morning. So the other one is sound. So I personally listened and made sure the sound is really accurate, and then it's a good experience before we started this morning.
So can you talk about what happened throughout the weekend with the sound problems?
Sure. So I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Sorry about that.
No problem.
1 sec. So what happened is that we have a more junior person that's working on the sound on the 2 stages, and also our resources are spread a bit thin because we're trying to reach profitability for the event. So we definitely had learning. I think we had too few technical staff on board, but today we got in extra early to make sure all of the streams are calibrated before we started. So making sure that we had in the chat, people are really happy with the volumes that are set.
So this event, you also had a partnership with GOM. Can you talk about how that came together?
Sure. Mr. Che and I met at IPL3, and we became good friends, and we just talk with each other about what is the best way to optimize, esports. And he offered, saying that there's an opportunity to host a final outside the United States. I basically put the hat in the ring, and I emerged as a winner, as a bidder for it. I was very open, saying that I'm not asking for an exclusive. I just want to make sure I'm part of the process being reviewed, and they selected us.
You say you're not asking for an exclusive. Are you guys open to working with other organizations, whether it be an MLG, an ESL, a DreamHack, or whether it's another Korean organization with the possibility of OGN or KESPA eventually?
Yes, we're very open, and the key here is that we want to work with the best production group. So it's not working with everybody that's important for us. Working with everybody for us is more of helping everybody grow. So esports grow, that's really our main goal. But on a video production side, because GOM has such a great experience in terms of production, we have a lot to learn with them. So that's why that partnership made a lot of sense. And they're actually helping us produce the final day of the event. So I hope that people find like combined with a combined resource, we have a better experience.
IPL and MLG haven't always had the best relationship, it seems like. There's always a little back and forth on Twitter, Reddit, interviews, etc.
Yes.
Can you talk about that situation and from your point of view right now?
Sure. I think it's very icy. And I think until one of us basically go to the other side and figure things out, I think it's going to remain pretty frosty. So for me, my focus is that always been a person, whereas I'm myself. So if people basically pay me the respect, and I will treat them back with respect. If people don't show the same level of respect, then they're not a priority for us. So I participated in a few MLG events, and then I hope that that relation improves in the future. But at this point, I don't think that both sides, I think, are at fault of not really putting a lot of effort to break that.
I mean, is that something you're going to prioritize, or is it more of if it turns around, it does, and if not, then it's...
For me, it's not that important. So we have so many things to do on our plate. So as part of IPL4, we have a few months to really grow an international scene even better. So we got Korea involved. We're going to try to get more of Asia involved, more Europe involved as part of our tournament. So my focus is there. My time is very limited. So it's really, I'm putting my time on where it serves me best.
So as we talked about before, you had the GSTL finals last night. Looking back in retrospect, is that something that you consider a success right now, and is that something you're going to try to do in the future at other events?
Oh, it's incredible. So on our in the near future, GSL and us, we're going to basically host a Code S final here at a future IPL event, and you'll see same type of flair. One of the things I noticed is that the Koreans are so good at building the human emotion, the sport into the experience. Just seeing the crowd engagement that I saw last night, it really is very close to a sport. It is a sport, and it's actually one of the better form of entertainment that's out there. And really want to learn, continue to partner, and really try to take that learning to improve our everyday production.
Last night, also in the GSTL, we did have the disconnect, and in a post on Reddit, you mentioned possibly talking to Blizzard in regards to a reconnect option.
Yes.
Have you able to talk to them, or when were you able to talk to them? And also, will you discuss LAN and options like that?
Yes, I submitted our issue. It's great that you can't get better attendance from Blizzard yesterday. Mike, Dustin, Chris were in the crowd, just naming a few. There were over 100 Blizzard employees at the event yesterday. So I think Blizzard saw that, and they know that they had to do something. So I did submit a ticket, quote unquote ticket, to the highest level, and they really are reviewing it and put it as part of the product pipeline. I'm an engineer, so I understand software development looks easier from the outside than the inside. So this is where I really respect them, based on their technical challenges. They will probably come up with a release whenever it's ready.
So getting into IPL4 itself a little bit, we've had the bracket itself is quite stacked with top-level Korean talent, more than I think any event outside of Korea ever. So a lot of fans, they like seeing the best players, but a lot of other ones like to see their local heroes sort of in these events. Are you comfortable with the format right now and how many Koreans we have participating?
Yes, absolutely, because we adopt a very open philosophy. So the thing that I'm going to focus on, going back to what I'm going to do next, is that I want to provide tools for other international players to gain fame. So the stories of the Scarlets will be more common, where we basically going to run qualifiers, allow people to skip the open bracket, just go directly to the championship bracket, which actually allows you to have more upsets and more interesting and varied gameplay. So we're going to focus on that, and you'll see that as part of IPL5.
Is that a plan to be live events, or is that mostly going to be online qualifiers?
So it's going to be online qualifiers, but we're going to focus it to be more regional. Some of it specifically for LOL, we have a partner that is willing to run live events for us, in different countries, and given that, they will be live. So it's really more about, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So let's start with online qualifier first, just like how IPL started, and if it looks really good, then we'll expand it and make it better.
So we're, as I said, we are in Vegas. Can you talk about why Vegas was the right decision for IPL at this point in time?
Sure, absolutely. It's the entertainment capital of the world. And if you look at Cosmopolitan, for people who stayed here, I believe it's the best hotel in Vegas. I like it. Really, again, it's a personal opinion. No offense to other hotels. I walk in, it's something that I'll be proud to have the same type of decor in my house. I can't afford it, but just saying, like, it's very tastefully decorated. So really, for us, it is an overall package where you wrap entertainment and esports together. So when people come here, they have an overall entertaining experience. Just like boxing, but then for esports, it's actually better for Vegas because it's a 2-3 day event, which makes it more impactful. There's more people staying here, more people basically, spend their time at the venue, which is very important for the hotel.
You mentioned boxing as a comparison. Obviously, in Vegas, gambling on sports is a big thing.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on gambling on games, and especially with the hesitation of the Korean StarCraft scene for reasons with the match fixing scandal and things like that?
Yeah, I think that it's very easy to cheat on basically esports, and that's the issue right now. I think the solution to that is basically make the prize pool big enough that that there's a solution for that. So I think right now the prize pool is still too small. But with the prize pools in the millions of dollars range, I think the cheating will actually go away. It will be not as apparent as right now. So what will happen is I very much want us to have one day, seeing esports in the sports book. There's a nice sports book here in Cosmopolitan. It will really make me smile when I see the odds for Stefano versus Bomber, placed just like an NBA game. So we're really working toward that, and more so, for me personally, I'm bringing in sponsors, making sure I can continue to grow the prize pool and accelerate that growth, so that that gambling should no longer be an issue.
This is your first event with the Cosmopolitan, as you said. Have you talked to them since the event's going on, and how has their reaction been to the crowd so far?
They've been ecstatic. We signed a contract 5 weeks ago. So just say that we put all of this together. There was not high expectations placed on the event. So we broke our attendance expectation by quite a bit. So we sold out of the tickets online. We are over capacity on the low stage, for example. People are lining at 7 o'clock in the morning to make sure they get a good seat. So those are all great things. On top of it, we also sold out the room block. We committed to a certain number of rooms to be sold. So like a week and a half prior to the event, we sold out the room block, which is a very strong statement for the Cosmopolitan. The last one is the social media influence. So we do have some hashtag promotion. So they're tracking the hash IPL4 promotion, the hashtag. And, on some days, the Twitter reach is over 250,000 impression. And that's numbers that they're extremely pleased with.
IPL5, are you planning to have it here again? And do you know any idea right now when that might be?
Yes, we're shooting for having it again. So right now the idea is we're definitely going to do one in late October, so explicitly last week of October. And then we're still reviewing if we could do one in August. The reason why it is very difficult is because the dates that I was given collides with other events. So we're actually looking to move that date so that it does not collide with other events.
How many events are you looking to do a year once you have all your infrastructure in place? And are they all going to be of this scale, or will there be smaller events as well?
So we're going to try to do 4 events of this scale. Prize pool may vary, but I hope that it just continue to go up. And on a smaller live events where, and this is, I don't know when that's going to happen, but we want to do it probably once a month at the minimum, hopefully once every week. So we really try to rev and continue to improve our experience. So that people can enjoy high quality content, every day.
So what are your plans outside of Vegas right now? Obviously, you have a strong impression here now with Cosmopolitan, but do you have any plans specifically to go outside of Vegas, back to other parts of the country or even the world?
Yeah, there's definitely other opportunities. So personally speaking, I would love to have one in Macau because I've never been there. But IPL being a platform that it is today, it may give us options to be able to go to other places around the world that other people may not have seen esports in its full glory. So this is probably a ways off, but that's just my personal goal and hope. For me, more importantly right now is to get the international involvement and also rev the frequency of our tournament and really establishing a tournament system so people can really start rooting and there's more stories behind IPL.
IPL has many other assets right now. You obviously have the Team Arena Challenge and other online content right now on the StarCraft side of things. With the GSTL finals here, is that something you'd eventually like to bring into a live space, or are you comfortable with it staying online?
TAC, we definitely are thinking about doing it live, the final at least, maybe even more aggressive than that. So it's really, I think the team format, just looking at GSTL, it's almost a different esport that you're watching versus like the individual format. So we definitely want to do it live.
All right. Thank you very much again for your time. Any last words?
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm a big fan of ESFI World, so really keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.